news on the Papyrus Global TV. My name is Christiana Babayo. Before we begin, here are the headlines. NFF issues apology to Nigerians after World Cup failure. NBBF Premier League Final 4 tip-off in Port Harcourt. Amusan headlines. Headlines 2025 Nigerian Athletics Championship in Lagos. Nigeria secures Sambo bronze as country joins International Federation. Falconets crowned champions of WAFU Zone B U20 Women's Cup. NSC clears allowances for World Athletics Championships athletes. Nigerian high jumper Temitope Adesina continues rising with 1.97 meters national record. Team Nigeria picks up gold medals in wrestling and athletics in Riyadh 2025. And now the news in details. The Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) has formally apologized to President Bola Tinubu, the federal government and the nation following the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. In an emotional statement, the NFF described the defeat to DR Congo as a moment of profound sadness for Nigerian football, noting how deeply the miss cuts into the country's collective pride. They acknowledged the expectations placed on the team and admitted that despite the support from fans, government and other stakeholders, their performance fell short. Inside the dressing room, the atmosphere was reportedly heavy. According to the NFF, many players were visibly shaken and had difficulty speaking immediately after the final whistle. However, while lamenting the outcome, the Federation expressed gratitude for the support they received, stressing that football remains a unifying force in Nigeria. They committed to decisive steps to rebuild, to examine and address the structural and technical gaps that contributed to the failure. Their focus now shifts rapidly to the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, where they hope to regroup and restore pride under the same coaching and technical setup. In Nigerian basketball intensified on Thursday, November 21st, as the 2025 Nigerian Basketball Federation Premier League Final 4 officially tipped off at the Alfred Diete Spiv Civic Center in Port Harcourt. The competition, scheduled to run from November 20th to 23rd, features the top teams from the regular season battling for the national crown and a ticket to represent Nigeria on the continental stage next year. Officials say this year's edition carries increased significance as it marks the first fully stabilized season since the restructuring of the NBBF calendar. Basketball analysts have noted improved organization, stronger team depth, and rising local talent as encouraging signs for the sport's domestic growth. Coaches and team captains express confidence ahead of their opening fixtures, stressing that execution and conditioning will determine the eventual champion. The league's technical committee has also emphasized fair officiating and professional conduct to ensure a smooth conclusion to the season. With fan interest rising and sponsors returning to the league, the 2025 Final Four is expected to set a new benchmark for Nigeria's top-flight basketball. Spotlight turned towards the Yaba Tech Sports Complex in Lagos as Tobi Amusan, the world record holder in the 100-meter hurdles, had headlined the 2025 Nigerian Athletics Championships, drawing significant attention from fans, scouts, and international media. Unlike previous editions, Amusan is contesting not only her signature hurdles event, but also the 100-meter dash, signaling her intent to expand her sprinting profile ahead of the upcoming African and world competitions. Her presence raised the competitive bar, with several emerging home-based athletes stepping up their performance levels to match the occasion. The championship, known as Nigeria's premier domestic track and field event, continues to serve as a crucial gateway for talent identification. Organizers say this year's turnout is among the strongest in recent memory, with improvements in track facilities and officiating contributing to a smoother competition. Athletics Federation officials have stated that performances recorded in Lagos will directly influence selections for Team Nigeria's participation in international events scheduled for early 2026. Nigeria's growing influence in adaptive and combat sports received a major boost as the country claimed a bronze medal in the men's 98 kg category of an international Sambo championship shortly after being formally admitted into the International Sambo Federation. The bronze was won by athlete Ajibade, whose resilient showing earned Nigeria a spot on the podium amid strong competition from Asia and Eastern Europe. Sports official praised the milestone, describing it as early reward for Nigeria's renewed investment in lesser popular but globally relevant sporting disciplines. Nigeria's admission as a full FAIRS member is expected to unlock new training, officiating, and development opportunities for local athletes. The National Sports Commission (NSC) has already announced plans to establish dedicated Sambo training units in Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. With Sambo now incorporated into Nigeria's adaptive sports program, analysts predict more podium finishes in the build-up to major global events. We will now go on a short break, and when we come back, the news will continue. Stay tuned.
The Papyrus Global, we don't just cover events, we create cinematic experiences. From red carpets to birthdays, gala dinners, and your fairy tale weddings, we bring your moments to life with high-tech precision. Our gadgets are smarter, our lenses sharper, and our team simply world-class. Trust the Papyrus Global to tell your story in the boldest, brightest way possible.
Welcome back, and now the news will continue. The Nigeria U20 women's national team, popularly known as the Falconets, clinched the 2025 WAFU Zone B U20 Women's Cup, reaffirming Nigeria's dominance in West African women's football. The team's impressive campaign was led by standout striker Ramotalahi Karim, who emerged as the tournament's top scorer with 4 goals. Nigeria displayed superior tactical control, pace, and technical quality throughout the competition, defeating regional rivals with commanding performances. Coaches credited the win to improved youth development structures and increased investment in women's football, following Nigeria's strong showing at recent global tournaments. The victory also serves as a critical confidence boost ahead of the upcoming African U20 Women's Championship qualifiers. Fans and analysts praised the Falconets' consistency, noting that Nigeria remains one of the most formidable nations in women's youth football across Africa. The National Sports Commission (NSC) has cleared outstanding allowances and performance bonuses for Team Nigeria athletes who competed in the 2025 World Athletics Championships, a move officials say will restore trust and morale within the national squad. The payment covers training camp stipends, competition rewards, and logistical support allowances. Athletes and coaches had previously hinted at frustration regarding delayed payments, which often limit preparation and affect motivation. In a statement, the NSC reaffirmed its commitment to improving athlete welfare and ensuring international competitors have received timely financial support. The Commission noted that early clearance of allowances would be standard practice going forward as Nigeria prepares for a packed 2026 global sporting calendar. Analysts describe the development as a positive shift that could translate into better athlete retention and improved performance outcomes. Nigeria's jumper Temitope Adesina is increasingly becoming one of the country's brightest prospects in field events after reaffirming her national record of 1.97 meters, a performance that places her among the top jumpers on the African circuit. Adesina's mark, achieved earlier in the season, continues to draw praise from coaches and scouts who see her as a potential medal contender in upcoming continental and world championships. Her progress represents a major breakthrough for Nigeria in an event where the country has historically struggled for global relevance. National athletics officials say Adesina is part of a new crop of field athletes undergoing enhanced technical training and sports science support as Nigeria works to diversify its medal prospects beyond sprints. Nigeria delivered a timely morale boost this week after securing multiple gold medals in the ongoing Islamic Solidarity Games in Riyadh. The national contingent dominated in wrestling, where Blessing Onyebuchi powered through the women's heavyweight category to clinch the gold. Nigeria also triumphed in athletics with a commanding performance in the women's 4x100 meters relay, bolstering the country's overall medal tally. With 6 gold, 5 silver, and 3 bronze medals so far, Nigeria currently sits in the top bracket of competing nations. Officials say the upswing in performance underscores the country's strength beyond football, especially in track and field and combat sports. The games continue through next week. with Nigeria expected to challenge for additional podium finishes. And that's all we have on sports news on the Papyrus Global TV. I am Christiana Babayo. Thanks for joining us.